What's good? What's good? It's your boy Amari Davu.
Maybe if I was light enough, they would think I was bright enough. Look at here, got your lights up, Mr. Officer. I'm just being who I'm destined. Fuck arresting. I got a question. I ain't got no damn weapon. Why you killers in my presence? Hound.
You were listening to You Can't Sit With Us, nigga.
Threshold Brace Productions.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of You Can't Sit With Us Radio, featuring myself, Ellen Bishop, and Q. You know, we back like stealing candy from Baby. What's
How
up
you
with
come
you,
back
man?
from stealing candy from Baby?
Man,
I think you said that before, man. That's,
yeah, man.
That's disrespectful.
No, it's not. Not if it's a mean baby.
I mean, I guess so.
You know, someone be crying all the time, man.
Yeah.
Especially the ones on the plane. I really want to steal candy from them, man.
Kids on the plane are just like probably should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to bring kids on planes. Not below a certain age limit.
I don't know, man. I don't know what. You got some plans for the holidays? What's up? What's going on?
Well, for Christmas, what am I gonna do? I still don't know. I'm supposed to go to Texas to see my mom a few days before that. But Christmas, I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet. I know New Year's will be me and my girl's anniversary, which is really corny, but it is. So, I'm sure I'll do something fun for that. Okay. But yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I might be going to Indianapolis around Christmas.
I haven't been in Indianapolis in years. I still can't even say it right. Indianapolis. Yeah, for years.
You say Indy.
Yeah. I think that's how.
I don't know. I'll probably go to the Colts game down there, though. Yeah. Go see the Colts game. I might go to the Pacers game, too, while I'm down there.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Just get away for a little bit. You know. All right. As always, though, we keep the dopest guests on the show. Today is like no other. We got somebody that's been in the music business game for over 20 years, and she goes by Muziqueen. I am so glad to have her on the show today. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you reaching out.
So, what you got anything planned for the holidays?
I'm really a Grinch at Christmas. I just don't like buying into the whole hoopla of it all, but nonetheless, I do like the time with my family and everybody getting together, and the holiday spirit of people. Yeah. So I do enjoy that. So I don't really have anything abnormal planned other than presents under the tree, family coming over,
the usual,
exchanging gifts, good dinner, good fun, good times. It'll be a lot of, industry Christmas parties leading up to that. They're already starting to come in, so it'll be a lot of that stuff. But other than that, I have a long break coming up. The industry usually shuts down at the end of the year, so that'll be good. So
that's true. Yep.
Looking forward to some rest time.
So, tell me how you got started in just the music in general.
Let's see. How I got started working, or like the bug to
the bug too.
The bug too. So, I knew at a very young age that I wanted to work in music, and I knew specifically I didn't want to be talent, like a rapper or artist or whatever. Yeah. And that came back. I'm a little older than you guys, so that happened around when Yo MTV Raps came on TV, and being from Nashville down here, that was like really bringing the essence of what I've seen in videos or something like to a more realistic place, because they're doing interviews, they're talking to the artists. Now I'm getting a chance to see them, and so it just really put something in me, like I want to be a part of that in some kind of way, but I don't want to be the person that they're interviewing or something. But I had no idea that there was this thing called the business behind it. So I just said I want to be a producer because there was an artist and there was a producer, and I didn't want to be the artist, so all I knew was to be a producer.
Right.
And I kind of just had that and told my mom, and I was probably like 10, between 10 and 12, somewhere in there. And I told her I want to be a producer, and she really didn't know what that was or anything like that. And she was like, well, you know, you can do that kind of as a side hobby thing, but you kind of have to have a main job or, you know, something like that, because you know, this isn't probably gonna be anything where you can sustain a lifestyle or something. So I stuck with that information throughout high school and even throughout college, not realizing that I can pursue this as a career, you know. And so once I graduated college, that shifted things, and I decided this is what I want to do.
What school you go to?
I went to Tennessee Tech University in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Okay. All right.
And I majored in communications. And if I could do it all over again, I would probably go to MTSU and do the music business program.
That was an option for me too.
Yeah.
I went for communications. I didn't finish, but I went for communications.
Yeah.
And that was MTSU was their program is like, from what I hear, is very strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did the communication help you though with the music?
No, because my school was like an engineering school, so there really wasn't much in the liberal side of things. So I just kind of took that because that was the closest thing to kind of being a creative, and the curriculum kind of supported that, and I was able to be like a campus DJ on the campus radio station, and you know, work on the campus newspaper. You know, it just allotted me to kind of be on that side of things, and that's kind of how.
Yeah, it's funny how a lot of people go to school and stuff, but they don't go to school for.
You
When they graduate, they don't do what they major in.
You figuring it out, you know. Like I knew college wasn't necessarily for making, you know, all A's or anything like that. For me, college was that adjustment period from being a kid to an adult. Like, how can I be responsible for myself, make sure I go to class, you know, turn in my assignments, you know, and cook and make sure I'm fed. You know, it was that kind of learning experience for me. And then to graduate was more of, can you start something and then finish it? Or you know, and that kind of thing. You know, it wasn't necessarily about making the dean's list or, you know, anything like that. For me, it was really learning how to grow into being a responsible adult and handling, you know, my business without my parents up under me. So that's what my college experience was.
Yeah. Okay, so I know, you know, you've of course now you've picked your role, and you know what job you want to take. So did you, coming up, you know, when you first started, you know, around 10 or whatever, and you kind of had the decision, were there any other options that you any other paths that you thought you might take that were in the music industry?
Yes. So when I started, I wanted to be like the manager. You know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna manage, and you know, all this the glamorous side, management and A&R kind of thing. And I learned quickly I don't like working with artists in that fashion, because I am a worker bee. So that's how I operate. And creatives or artists are not always like that. So it takes a lot of energy to pull somebody into doing what is needed to get done in order to make a great product that is exploitable to make money. So, you know, I started off managing and trying to get artists to like vocal lessons and rehearsals, and it was the studio and making good. It was just more than I wanted to deal with as far as that is concerned in music business. So I started to feel like I want their career to happen more than they did, and you can't, as a manager, be successful.
Just as a person in general, I can imagine that feel draining.
Yeah.
To to see, to have a vision, or
right,
you see something happen and the other person doesn't quite see it that way.
Right, or they're not just working to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might can see it, but to understand the amount of work it takes to be a successful artist. Everybody looks at Jay-Z and Beyonce like, I want to do that. But do you really understand the level and amount of work that has to go into that before you even hit? Like, you have to be already working in that capacity before anybody knows who you are.
Nobody wants to put the work in.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And, that became frustrating. You think you can get there without doing a lot of this groundwork that's needed. So it really has to come from a place of passion in order for you to really put that really true grind in, because it's tough.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough.
Definitely is.
And the return on investment is not quick, and it's very slow. And you just got to keep going if this is what you're trying to do, and work hard.
Yeah, be patient.
Yeah,
you gotta be patient too. So you've been here in Nashville all your life, right?
Yeah, I'm born.
So what you like? You like the growth of it?
I did have to leave. So when I was trying to manage and things, that was probably the early 2000s. And growing up in Nashville, like, it has always been country music. Like, that's just what it is downtown. You know, Music Row, and I knew I needed to get out of here to expand and see, because there's so much more to the world than just Nashville. So I moved to New York, like any musician or somebody who's like, or an actor, I'm going to move to LA and I'm going to become a big star. And, you know, songwriters move here to do, I'm going to be this big country star, and people move to New York and, you know, do all that. So I did that same thing with that same ambition, but to be on the music side, on the business side. So I was like, I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to get a job at a label, and I'm going to work my way up and become, you know, Clive Davis. So, so be it. I did move to New York, and within about 3 months, I did land a job at Sony label, and Sony Entertainment, the music label, in the copyright department for the Discos label, actually. And Discos is all Latin music. So I'm clearing, you know, all kind of titles. I don't even know what it is, what it means, but I'm clearing these songs or whatever. And I always said before I went, like, I just need you know, people say I just need to get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, just give me my pinky toe. I don't even need my whole foot. Just let me get my pinky toe in the door, and I'm gonna bust this thing wide open. Yeah. And so that was my pinky toe, and I was able to then transition from the Discos, which was a temporary position, to a permanent position on RCA Jive label, doing copyright clearance. And copyright clearance is for the label. They are going to release an album, and for example, I would work on Chris Brown or Alicia Keys, you know, when they first came out and things like that. And it was my job to call up all the publishers that have been listed on this entire album for the songwriters and say, hey, Timberland, you know, produced on this song. What is his ownership or split, you know, for that? And they would say, oh, he gets 50%, you know, of the song. Okay, and how many other people are on that song? I'd have to reach out to all the publishers and ask them that question and collect all that information in. And then once sales would happen, we would know when the dollar comes in, who gets how much of what, how it gets dispersed out. And being in that let me see how music business works, how much money and checks are going out for royalty payments for one song or one album. Like, it just blew the doors open of the information that I was able to receive and seeing, you know, checks and how this works and licensing and how the label will you're owed this, but because of this and this and this and this, you really get paid this much. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing all of that was just like, wow, we know nothing about what's going on behind these doors. Exactly. And I just immersed, like I just was like, okay, forget management, forget everything. Publishing, this is what I'm loving right now. And so I did 2 years of that at Sony for the Jive label. And like I said, it was Outkast. And that was the other part. It's like, wow, I'm working on stuff that I love to listen to, you know. Right. So I'm really seeing, so I know what Chris Brown is getting, you know, compared to what the producers or the other people are getting. Like I'm starting to get the inside track a little bit. And so I did that for 2 years and was doing a good job. And one of the publishers and people that I did business with, they were leaving their job at EMI Music Publishing. And she said, I think you'll be a good replacement for me. Would you be interested? I'm like, yeah, like what? Like if it's an opportunity, I'm gonna take it, right? Or at least investigate it. So we met, and she took my resume and met for the interview, and I ended up getting that position, and that was a title bump and a significant pay increase for that. So I was really excited about that. And it gave me an opportunity to learn even more about publishing, because I went from being on the label side, reaching out to publishers, to now working on the publishing side and representing the writers that would write on these particular, you know, releases and things like that. So that gave me that perspective on that end of how now publishing deals are set up, because I know how record label deals are set up, because I was dealing with that, because I have to know how much to pay the artists and stuff. So now seeing how the writers and publishing deals are set up and seeing those kind of things and the restrictions and stuff that go on there, it was just like, whoa. So I went and would be the person to give out our splits. Okay, Timberland gets, you know, 50% of this song, and when you all finish the calculation, I need to see to make sure that you've set it up properly, that he's going to get the right amount coming back in, because there's all kinds, like I said, of stipulations that they will impose. You know, there's a certain rate, but they're going to say, we're going to pay you half of that rate or 75% of that rate. You know, it's just all kinds of things that are in the contract that come into play that affect your bottom line. And I began to understand that. So after I did EMI for a few years, the music business became very volatile, because digital started to come into play, and that began to affect the money that was coming in, because you had Napster, you know, and people were getting music for free. So CD sales are starting to go down, and you know, all of these other things are starting to happen. And so the business started to lay off a lot of people, and I got laid off from EMI, and that brought me back home to Nashville, which was fine. So I did about 5.5 years in New York. I loved it up there. And so when I came back, I started working at Sony ATV Music Publishing in the royalties department. So now I've gone from copyright on the label side to licensing at EMI to now doing royalties at Sony ATV here in Nashville. And so now I'm seeing the actual payments that are coming in from record labels and film and TV and commercials and even overseas money. I remember one time seeing a check from Japan for one Lady Gaga song, just one song used one time, and it was $150,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Sheesh.
That was just one check, you know. So doing that, so processing the money that's coming in and applying it to the right accounts and dealing with that, I got to see yet another aspect of the publishing business. So I'm starting to collect these pieces and putting the puzzle together with how we go from the copyright and what is needed in that realm, and what happens in that department in relation to music publishing, and in licensing department, what happens in relation to the copyright in that, essence. Now I'm seeing royalties and how money is paid out, and how often it's paid out, and what is needed, because with royalties, like, people gonna expect their check on time, and so it would be times where the department is on like almost a 24-hour work day, because you have millions of dollars to process to pay out to people, and you have to get that right. Like, you cannot mess that up. That has to be right, and statements have to go with that, and they have to be paid out by midnight on a certain day. So I mean, we're in there folding statements, stuffing envelopes. Like, it's that kind of intensity that has to happen when it's royalty closeout time. And so now I'm back to licensing at BMG, which is where I currently work. So yeah, there's a full extended long circle of what I've done career-wise in music business.
Man, checks like that though, make me believe in the Illuminati a lot. I swear, like, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
$150,000
for one use. For one use. So you just lot. Times that times the quarter, because we pay on a quarter basis. So So people, when you get up there and start making that money, you can expect, some $1 million checks sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's.
And then there's some checks that go out that are only $3 and $4, but we have to treat them all the same.
You gotta get your check.
And there were people that would call and I didn't get my $3 this quarter.
I would think,
like, is that real?
Yeah, like I used to work at a call center for Verizon, and I would get people, that were supposed to get like $3 and $4 credits on their bill. Yeah. And that bill due, and they don't see that credit. They call it like,
it's real.
I was supposed to get $350 back on this bill. Where's my $350? Yeah. It's insane, but I mean, you never know what everybody, what people are dependent on that.
That's right. And these are people, like, again, that check only comes quarterly. So they have to really survive in between those three,
with
3
nothing,
Yes.
That's why they do a lot of touring shows and stuff. So,
yeah.
Are you still like a CD buyer though? Like, you still buy CDs?
No. Only because technology doesn't allow for CD use anymore. Like, cars really don't come with CD players anymore. Laptops do not come with CD players anymore. And it's just the nature of how we consume music now. If I'm gonna do something physical, it's gonna be vinyl and not a CD.
Okay.
So,
vinyls. I don't think vinyls will ever go out.
They did go out of style for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
they people, like I said, when digital really started to come into play, they just really put all that aside. It was the new cool thing. There was many forms of technology before we got to the CD. They tried to do, I don't know, I think it was like wristbands that you could scan. It was just all kinds of different promotional tactics.
So outside of, I know, of course you're in the business world, but I know you're a person just like everybody else. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
I'm a hip hop, R&B, urban head. Okay. I was just listening to Drum on the way over here.
Okay. I miss Drum.
Yeah. No. His.
Has he put something new?
No, this is the I guess the only album he's really put out. But yeah, I was just listening to that. I just added to my library the Meek Mill yesterday because everybody was talking about it.
To listen to that.
Let me check
I gotta
this
get to
out.
that.
The new Anderson .Paak. I just pulled that into the.
I've been meaning to listen to that. I never had a chance to yet.
This is the double-edged sword about music today and it being so accessible. Like, it's almost too much because I like to listen and sit with an album for a little while, and like it's like everybody's coming out with stuff, and I'm just like, man, I can't even really digest it because everybody's releasing stuff, and then I want to listen to everybody, but I don't want to give everybody a fair.
Yeah, it's not enough time to catch up.
It's not.
Everybody dropping something. You know, you listen to me for 20 minutes. You're like, all right, let me switch over to the Anderson and let me go listen to Jay.
Yeah, and I don't like to. I don't really like to listen like that.
Yeah,
I want to really get into an album. So that's why, like, with the drum, like it's been out for a while, but I'm just now getting to it because it's been so much music coming out, and it's just like. I came across a few songs that I'm like, okay, let me now check out the whole project. Yeah. And so that's what I've been listening to for the last, few weeks or so, just again, ingesting it. So I listen to it over, in the car on the way back and forth. So, and then when you put a lot of songs on there, it's going to take a little while to get through.
I hate when they do the whole 20 plus songs now.
Yeah, I hate that. Man. I mean, well, because Meek just did his, and his was like 18.
Yeah.
And I was getting kind of surprised by that. I was like, wow, 18? Like, but I think if anybody should have done it, it would have been Meek because he's been, out.
I mean, because Wayne did it too. But
true. Yeah, Wayne was out.
Right, and I only listened to his like once or twice. I think I listened to only T.I.'s once or twice, his new release. Because it's just too...
it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, yep.
And if it's not anything against all of them, but I'm in a certain space. So if I listen to it, I'm like, okay, it's cool. Then I'm not really drawn to really listen to it more than once to really eat off of it. But like this drum, okay, I heard a few things. Like I'm really trying to eat off of what he got going right now, and so it's kind of hard for me to divert from that and listen to something else right now because just to play the food I'm eating right now.
Yeah, I did that with the J-Rock edition. I was just
a
whole month I was on
that. Right, I was even working out for J-Rock for a little while.
J-Rock is an amazing album.
Yeah.
I was on that for like a whole month.
Yeah.
Are you into the like mumble rap?
No. So. No diss against Migos or anything like that. It's just not for me. I've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I really have. And I appreciate their growth. I'm not taking anything away from their success or anything like that. But okay, I'm seeing the videos, I'm listening to the song. Okay, right, whatever. And so even when they came with Drake, I'm like, okay, maybe it's different live. Let me see. And I was like, nope, I still don't.
Live. I hate seeing a Migos concert.
It was terrible. They in my opinion, they were not good. Yeah. I just did not appreciate it.
Dude, because like Takeoff will just stay in there. He's just like in his own world. It's really a Quavo show because the other, Offset he'll be in a little bit, but if it was somebody that I met and they were trying to like know Migos for the first time, I would never take Migos to a concert. Migos are horrible.
Yeah,
concerts.
I'm not a So.
You went to the Goodie Mob though.
That's what I do. Yeah, I will go to some concerts. Like I'm gonna try to hit them all up if it's somebody I'm feeling, whatnot. In Nashville. It wasn't like this before. Like we are getting a slew of artists and people coming through, and I'm gonna just take advantage of them stopping by. So yeah, I did go to Goodie Mob, and that was phenomenal. I was able to finagle myself right up front and see them up close, and I'm like I said, I'm a woman of a certain age, so I came from that era, like and listening to that, like, and I had never seen Goodie Mob live. I'm like, that's probably the closest I'm gonna get to Outkast and the whole Dungeon Family situation, and seeing a live performance. And man, they gave it like Tebow said he was 46. You know, Cujo ain't got his leg no more. But man, when I say they was up there giving it and the energy and Big Gift is jumping around, and you know, I was like, man, y'all still out here rocking like y'all was in y'all's 20s. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It was good. It was good.
There was one thing I noticed because I was looking at your Instagram. There's a concert that you were. Well, I don't know if it's a concert, but there's a show or something that you're promoting on Monday.
So my other initiative outside of music publishing and what I do professionally is the Nashville is not just country music, whole movement, initiative, community, whatever you want to dub it. That seeing the change you asked about, am I appreciative of the growth? Absolutely, I'm appreciative of the growth. I like seeing my city become a city. That's why I felt like I had to leave Nashville in the first place and go to New York, because there wasn't outlets for, you know, us to express ourselves and be ourselves and things like that, you know. And now that's changing. All these concerts coming through, you know, and now venues, because I was trying to get a lot of stuff we doing now in these same venues in the early 2000s, trying to do a hip hop show, and they was like, no, we don't want none of that rap stuff y'all got. But now it's different, you know. So with that, we still have the perception outside of Nashville, like in New York and LA, that it really is, you know, country music, and there is nothing else popping off here. Like, that really is the perception. And so that birthed the initiative of Nashville is not just country music. And the purpose of that is to provide education and opportunities to the urban and pop music communities. So I do networking mixers, probably once a quarter. I've done them at ASCAP and BMI and CSAC and the CMA space. And that's for urban producers and songwriters to come together and meet each other, like you're a producer. So if you were like looking for new people to work with, because what do they say, 100 people a day move here. Okay, let's say out of them 100, 50 are creatives, you know, and let's say out of that, only 10 are probably here to do country music. Everybody else is here to do something else. But they new to town, so they don't know who you are and how to get with you or anything like that. So let's do a mixer and let everybody come together and meet each other and things like that. So the one you're talking about on Monday is the writers round. Now, Nashville has a tradition of writers rounds for country artists. Those are the songwriters of the big country hits. They will come and bring their guitar and sing the unproduced up, you know, with all the sound recording part. It's just the song and the melody. And they will come and sing the song, because the country artist normally didn't write the song. So it gives an opportunity for the songwriter to start to get some notoriety within the Nashville community. And this has been a tradition in Nashville for many, many, many years. And places like the Bluebird Cafe, it's like you not no real songwriter unless you do a writers round at one of these, you know, historic places. And I got to thinking, like, well, we got dope songwriters that do R&B and, you know, pop music, and we should figure out a way to let them get some shine too. And I know Bluebird Cafe is not finna open up their doors to a whole R&B writers round, not yet anyway.
We cool on that,
you know. So my thing is, again, always providing some kind of outlet and opportunity for the community to perfect themselves, advance in whatever it is they trying to do. So that brought up the writers rounds, and I was able to partner with the local, which is over off of West End, kind of by the Centennial Park, and they were willing to let me use their space to do this. And I was like, all right, let's pull it together. I had seen enough country rounds to know what's included. I mean, it's not a lot that needs to go into it. We just need to make sure we got great talent. And so that's how that came about. And we've done 2 so far. And this Monday, December 3rd, will be the next one. And I do 2 rounds. 4 songwriters on each round. And they just, bring their guitar or have somebody play guitars, keys for them. And they just sing their songs, but they so good, and the voices and the different styles and flows of everybody, it just makes for a great eclectic type of show. And the support and the energy that comes out of that, it just further fuels people coming together and wanting to work together and support each other, and, things like that. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, so it's December 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For anybody, because we got to make sure. Because, we ain't going to release this until, it'll be over.
That's okay. That's okay. We
hey,
do
y'all,
them.
but the show went great. I just want to tell y'all that right now. The show went amazing.
Yeah. Right. But we do them monthly. So it's usually the first Monday of the month.
Okay.
And
right back in January.
Yeah. So we can tell people to continue to submit music to be on the writers round. And for other things, like I said, the initiative is Nashville's not just country music. So we got a Spotify playlist of Nashville talent, and there'll be other things in the future that we'll put on and things like that. So we always want to know who to follow, what to follow. So if you go to the website www.nashvilleisnotjustcountrymusic.com, you can submit your music. We can take a listen. It could be considered for the playlist. We can consider you for writers rounds. And we just want to know who you are. Okay. We also have an urban music directory, where we want to know about designers, models, producers, songwriters, artists, so that if you are new to town and you want to just figure that out, like, I need this, and this. Who can I reach out to that does that? Well, if we got a directory of people, there it is, So, again, you can do that. I also have a survey up where I want to know what kind of things can we do to help support you in your journey, in your career. What kind of initiatives would you like to see happen, to help us, advance your career? Is it more panels? Is it more shows? What do we need to do to really help get Nashville on? We got all this talent and people, but why haven't it kind of blew yet? What is it that you think is missing that we need to start paying attention to and putting energy into to help us, really blow like we know we can? So it's just those kinds of things that take place. So I encourage everybody to follow the Instagram. Same thing, Nashville's not just country music. To keep up with things that that are going on. Because I'm plugged in, and I just want to be able to funnel opportunities that someone may hit me up about, and put it out to the people and let them take advantage.
Yeah, because I'm working on some new music, so I definitely would.
There you go. And so that's the one part. Now, the other part is my business. That's my community initiative and, the mission. But my business is music publishing and helping artists on that publishing journey. Like I said, I've seen how it works on the inside and what you need to have set up for yourself in order to be a more successful independent artist, and make sure you are going to capture every penny that is owed to you, through your streams, and making sure that you're registered properly and that your stuff is protected, and be in a position to provide you with certain agreements that you may need when you're working with a producer or another songwriter, and splits, and how that works, and how much you should be collecting depending on your contribution to a song. Just all kinds of things that are involved with music publishing that you probably aren't thinking about as you're being a creative and an artist in that space. So that is the business part of me. that comes with a fee, but it's worth the fee.
Not work for free.
No, this is my business. Like
exactly.
the community initiative is one thing because I definitely want to help you on that platform, but that's the creative side. I'm talking business now, like you're trying to collect royalties and stuff like that. You don't want to just get on stage and not figure out a way to get paid from being on stage. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the ultimate goal. And if you're really trying to do this, I have a saying that there's a difference between those that want to be in the music industry and those that want to be in the music business. Mm-hmm. There is a big difference. The music industry person is going to care about, making sure all their friends and families is gonna come to the show, and they shooting a video and they want you to come out and do all this stuff for the external, but they not registered anywhere. They don't have no kind of marketing plan on the rollout. They just gonna put it out and think it's gonna go viral or something like that. No, you need to have, what is your 6 to 9 month rollout plan? With the single and the video, the album, what kind of promotion is taking place in between that? That is the music business part. And as a disclaimer, I'm gonna just tell everybody now, I do not deal with people who just want to deal with music industry. You can deal with me in the fact of the Nashville's not just country music. We can get you on some stages, and do all that part. But if you want me to be a part of your business aspect, like, you are gonna have to understand I'm going to require a certain level from you in order to, because I know how I operate. So you're going to have to come, at a certain understanding that when I ask you for certain things, I'm going to expect you to deliver it on time. We're going to have conversations about business and things like that. And if I ask you to do a task, I'm going to need you to follow through with that, and that part of it. And it's not anything bad or intimidating. It's just, let's just make sure we handle this, because if you say this is what you want to do and you want to be signed to somebody who's on a major like Universal or whatever, guess what's going to happen? All this other stuff over here, but you don't want to be in a position where you don't understand, and then you signing something and then 2-3 years later you like, but wait, where's my money? I've been working so hard. Why have I not been able to reap the benefits of this? And then you jaded and all this other stuff. Is because you didn't understand how business works when you had the opportunity to really learn on your way up. Yeah. And if you practice now, then you'll be that more prepared, when the opportunity do come. And you don't want to practice wrong. You don't want to, as I say also, you don't want to practice basketball with a soccer ball. Like you just don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So you out here thinking you doing everything right, but just because that ball is round, that's not the right tool you need. So it's that kind of thing. You need to just really make sure you practicing with the right tools so that you can get to where you really want to be, and not be like, but I've been practicing for the last 5 years. I thought they was using a soccer ball. They got a basket. I'm not even prepared at all. But I put in all this time and work. That's going to make you feel some kind of way. So we just want to avoid that. I'm here to help. That's all.
Yeah, shout out to Allen Iverson. Practice. Shout out to practice.
Right.
But,
y'all asking me about practice?
Man, so yeah, let's take a break, but before we go to break, I wanted to ask you, like, go back to the concerts. What's your first concert you ever went to?
My first concert I went to was, y'all gonna date me again. It was a Kwame concert. Okay. Y'all probably don't even know who Kwame is. He used to wear a lot of polka dot stuff back in the day, and so that was my first concert. My first CD was my first cassette, I think, was Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby, and my first CD was Candyman Knocking Boots. So yes, kids, go do your research, look up all of those old people. Yeah. All right, that's that.
You remember your first concert?
Bro, did I tell you about this? No, I didn't.
No.
My first concert was B2K and Bow Wow.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't go by myself. You know, I was going,
Good.
I was on a family trip with my
Good.
sister. I had to clear that up.
Good.
And, you know, she was going, and, you know, at that point, you know, like when you're a little kid, you just have to go because your brother and sister, everybody just makes you go. So I went to a B2K and Bow Wow concert, and it was like super loud. And at that time, I think I was probably like 11. And I was like, I'm never going to a concert because it was so loud. And I was like, yo, I'm never going to one of these again. And now I love concerts.
The first one,
Yeah,
the first one I went to was Destiny Child when they were still together.
Destiny's Child?
Yeah, I
Okay.
went to
That was fun. So you saw Beyonce before she was...
Yeah, I seen Destiny Child and like right after that when she was just Beyonce.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Hey, Beyonce concert would be fire.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's a good performer.
Well, I'm saying it like I've never seen her live. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, definitely.
All right, so let's take a break. Let's get into a song real quick. Shout out to D&K. We're gonna get into Jamaican Blood, and we'll be right back. You Can't Sit With Us Radio.
Got the dreads just to stun on these niggas with Jamaican blood. Niggas ball main down, silk shirt lows, now I need a cape or something. Niggas on me right now, I need it right now. I owe a couple niggas one till it's fuck you. I don't owe anyone. What the fuck you know about an Emmy, hun? You a shooter, tell me what a semi does. If I'm paying your ass, you on my time. Ain't gon' play with your ass, it's in my ties. It's okay, you can best in the highlights. I'ma come for you if I ain't satisfied. Picture my ass if I sat on mine. Spend all this cash, get left behind. Nigga, yeah, fucking right. Nigga, yeah, fucking right. I was done with life, so close to hell. Nigga, you got what you wanted right out of your system. Hell no, your video dropped in the summertime. All in the mix, that was a scale. All in the mix, yeah. All in the mix, bitches be here. All in the mix, yeah. Begging and sell, I was done with life, so close to hell. Nigga, you got what you wanted right out of your system. Hell no, your video dropped in the summertime. All in the mix, bitches be here. All in the mix, yeah. All in the mix, I never saw you. All in the mix, yeah. Liabilities and assets, volatility's a street trade. Either that or the casket. Brought your trophies in a glass case. Got more weed than bad days. More reasons you in last place. 4 reasons you should represent. We should strike with D&K. Don't talk to me about team plays. You the one not seeing straight. You don't understand that your connection to the weakest link is a fucking chain. If it fucking breaks, we gon' be the ones to disconnect from everything. It's enough to gain. Fronted on me, dog, enough today. You want what we on, is what you say. I was done with life, so close to hell. Nigga, you got what you wanted right out of your system. Hell no, your video dropped in the summertime. All in the mix, that was a scale. All in the mix, yeah. All in the mix, bitches be here. All in the mix, yeah. Begging and sell, I was done with life, so close to hell. Nigga, you got what you wanted right out of your system. Hell no, your video dropped in the summertime. All in the mix, bitches be here. All in the mix, yeah. All in the mix, I never saw you. All in the mix, all in the mix.
Welcome back to You Can't Sit With Us Radio. We got Muziqueen on the show. So I did want to ask you how you got the name Muziqueen.
Somebody asked me this at the Goody Mob show, as a matter of fact. So back before this digital era came about, I had my PC of music, and I had a lot of music. I think I had maybe like 80 gigs worth of music, and that was probably a little bit of everything. That was almost all hip hop you can think of, all kind of 70s soul, funk music, and it's rock music. So I say it was like everything from AC/DC to ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Like from A to Z. And it got, the catalog was so big when I was working at Sony, I just was like, I'm going to just listen to my entire music catalog from A to Z. So, like, I would just listen to an artist a day starting in the A's. And it took a long time to listen to everything. Because that's 80 gigs of music. So, like, I think the first artist was AC/DC, and then it was like Aaliyah, and then, you know, Anita Baker. It just went down the line like that. And so I would let people come over to my house and look at my library and would sell them CDs. So I'm like, you can just pick whatever you want. I can make you a custom CD, or you can get this person's particular album, you know, like, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire's, you know, Serpentine Fire, something like that. Like, it was that extensive. And a guy came over one day and he was like, man, I've never seen a music, because we didn't have the digital. Just imagine Spotify, but it's on my computer. Before that, so it was like a lot of music. And he said, man, you the music queen. You got everything. And I was like, you know what? I like the way that sounds. So that's how I became the music queen, because I would sell CDs, and you could come with your own CD, and you could look through my library, and it would be $3 a CD, and if you had to use one of my CDs to burn, it would be $5 a CD.
Okay. So what's the hardest thing about the music business?
The hardest thing is staying consistent, disciplined, and motivated, because it takes a long time for you to be able to really get to the success you probably are dreaming for yourself. And I try to tell artists to consider the fact that if you can sustain yourself and your lifestyle, pay your bills, take care of your family, whatever that is, off of your art or your creativity, you're successful. Anything else is icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So it takes a long time to get there, so you have to stay consistent. And you have to stay motivated in order to stay consistent, and you have to have that discipline, you know, to put in that work. So those are the three hardest things, I think.
I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna let you ask the last one.
Okay.
But
well, my question kind of ties in with what he just said. So, I mean, you know, of course, when you do this kind of stuff, I mean, music or just anything for that matter, there are going, you know, be times where, you know, your motivation might be kind of low, you know, or your morale isn't as high. So,
absolutely.
Can you kind of talk about one of kind of those moments?
Yeah, because I've been there. I had that moment myself when I moved to New York, and I was, like I say, trying to manage and, you know, trying to get these artists to do it. I was just like, forget about it. It's just too much. I can't. And so when I moved back to Nashville, I was like, I'm just going to go to work. I work already in music business. I don't have to do all this extra grind and hustle on the side, you know, to reach. I go to work to Sony and EMI every day. So I'm straight. I'm straight, you know. And I wasn't going to do anything outside of going to work every day. And that was for a few years, and because I just got tired of that extra grind and hustle and dealing with people and their egos, and, you know, and especially in New York, because I'm like, dude, you are one step removed from the intern, and you think you Clive Davis for real. Like, why do I gotta jump through all these hoops for us to try to do business together? You know. So when I came back to Nashville, I was just really like, I'm just going to work and not gonna do anything outside of that. And it took a friend of mine who needed some assistance with some publishing, and even when he asked me, I still was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And it took him, I think, 2 or 3 times over a period of some months of him being consistent and asking me again, that I was just like, finally, okay, I'll do it. And then me saying I'm gonna do it, I can't half do it. I gotta put all of my energy into it. And when I did do that, I saw the change that was taking place in Nashville, and that just fueled my motivation even more to go and try to just really do something for my city, because I was like, okay, people are moving here, people are paying attention now, like it's a different energy out here. What I was trying to do back in 2000 when they were shutting the door, and like, we don't want no hip hop, we don't want no urban. It's different now, so like I said, I can do things like writers rounds at the local, because they're accepting now, and it doesn't hurt that hip hop is the number one genre of music that actually earns money right now. So that's always a plus to help fuel the thing, because if hip hop wasn't making money, then they wouldn't care. So I would say in order to keep your motivation up, you've got to really dig within and come from a place of passion, because everything I do is from a labor of love. My events are free. I don't charge, so it's not like I'm making money, but I'm exerting a cost trying to put it on. So it really comes from a labor of love and the passion that I have of, number one, me being from Nashville and wanting to see my city win and grow. Number two, it needs to be somebody from Nashville and not somebody from outside that comes in and tries to, step in and be the savior, whatever, for the urban music and provide opportunities and stuff. I want to be in a position to help my city and my people get to where they want to go. So that the motivation for the person, it really it has to come from deep. It can't be for just fame or getting rich, because that's not, you're not gonna last long if that's your motivation or anything like that. You gotta have a true love. Like, I'm married to the music. See, I got this tattooed on my ring finger. Like, it has to be a certain almost unhealthy relationship with the music that's gonna sustain you, because you're gonna come across years and years of not making money and you putting money into it, and things like that. And if you in it for that, the fame and the fortune, like I said, the people who are in it for the look of saying I'm a singer or I'm a rapper, they just getting it for the look. You're just not gonna sustain. You can probably make it, you're not gonna sustain.
And I know you're a part of like a lot of different organizations. Like, can you tell me about that? And
so I'm in NABFEM, the National Association of Black Female Executives in Music and Entertainment. I'm in WNBA, which is Women in Music Business Association. Those are my two favorites. I'm also in Solid, and just a other bunch of other kind of initiatives and just things. Creatives Day, I'm a member of Creatives Day, and helping them out. So there's a lot of few things that are going on. That's good. And programs, tons. The other Nashville Society, and they're a group of professionals that are interested in things other than country music in Nashville. So all right,
last question is what would you tell little girls that's looking to be in your position one day?
Little girls? Understand your worth, because it's not a fair playing field when it comes to men and women, and especially in music business, but that's in the indie industry. So you're gonna have to be strong, carry yourself like the queen that you are, and don't let people take advantage or mistaken that you being a female is anything as a weakness, or something that they can manipulate or take use against you. Women are really doing some phenomenal things, and in all honesty, if y'all just really turn it over to us and let us take over and run it, it would be a whole lot better in every industry across the land. I'm just stating facts here. You know, you can think about your household that you grew up in. Who was really the one running the household? Was it your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My mom was the house.
Right. So, you know, that same thing can be done in executive positions and in management positions and all kinds of other things. So I would tell those little girls, you know, understand who you are, understand your worth, and move in that energy.
Okay.
And everything would work out the way it needs to.
Word.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for random ass questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And these questions are random, find on the internet, or I come up with my head.
Okay.
They have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
They have nothing
I
to
like
do with what
it.
we talked about.
Okay.
So, okay. Why are babies in the womb for 9 months, but when they're born, they're not 9 months?
Because the if I'm not mistaken, the term is called birth day.
Okay.
So it is the day you were birthed, not conceived day. So that would be.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to
You better than
You know, usually people like just laugh it off. And they just like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So why doesn't chocolate milk come from a brown cow?
Chocolate milk is manufactured and not a natural thing. So that would be asking, well, hold on. Let me think that through. Let me think that
Basically,
through.
because chocolate milk is fake.
Yeah, you have to add
Yeah.
something to it to
Yeah.
get to the chocolate part of the milk.
Chocolate syrup.
Yeah. So, but it does raise the question. Well, I guess that's just natural. The milk that comes from the cow is naturally white. So. But if it was naturally brown, then what would we need to put in it to make it white milk? If it was already chocolate.
Marshmallow. No.
Marshmallows, okay.
All right. Let me see what else I got. Oh, let me ask you this. If money doesn't grow on trees, why do banks have branches?
That's a great question. That's a great question. My friend told me money does grow on trees. She said, just go out to your backyard and get your money. That's what she told me.
Okay.
She said, it's out there for you. You just got to go pluck it off the tree, but it's out there for you. I was like, oh, is that just how I got to think about money?
No, really.
It's on a tree in the backyard. I can just go get it. She said, it's yours for the taking.
I'm going to go check my backyard.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why banks got branches if money don't. Yeah.
All right. So if someone was to narrate your life, who would it be?
Who would it be?
Yeah.
To narrate it,
Yeah.
tell my story.
Yeah.
That's a good question. You know what? I would get my business partner, Mimi McCarley, to tell my story. You didn't say it had to be anybody famous.
Nah.
Yeah, I think she would do me good justice of telling my story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My last question is, would you rather swim in a pool full of Jell-O or sleep on a bed of giant marshmallows?
I think I would rather sleep on a bed of giant marshmallows. Do you have a tally for that question of what people say of more than the other?
The money on the tree one, we had somebody do that earlier. He couldn't. He tried to get it. He was like, nah,
tried to
that ain't
get
it.
it.
He tried to
That
get it, yeah.
ain't it.
Nah.
That ain't it. These are all brand new though, so I gotta
Oh,
get to the other ones. Yeah.
okay. I'll just be curious of what the tally is.
What about? I can add an extra one though.
Okay.
You think angels get high?
High in what sense are you?
Smoke.
Okay. Do I think angels get high?
Yeah.
Yes, I do, because weed is from the earth. and they are of the earth, and anything that God created, they are about. So I would have to say yes.
Okay.
I do think angels get high.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Big Crit, because that's where I got that. He got a song called Angels.
Is this on the project that he?
Nah,
just
it's on
released?
Cadillac.
Oh, okay.
I
I
wanna
thought
say
that
it's
was
that
a
one.
Forever.
It might have. I can't remember.
All the time.
Nah, it was. I can't remember. I
Okay.
want to say.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
The
right.
album I
think,
vibe with on for Big Crit was the one he put out right before this one, The King.
Yeah.
Can't remember the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like all his stuff.
Yeah, just all of it.
Yeah.
Just has to take it off.
Yeah, and I went to see him too when he came.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought out
Jill Scott.
Scott,
Yes.
That was
Uh-huh.
That was
amazing.
good too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a BMG artist too, so
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
able to
He need to
finagle some.
stop playing with them EPs, dropping a new album though.
No, he did. He just put out.
No, but that was an EP.
that was an
though.
EP,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
He
yeah.
gonna drop an album.
Yeah,
Keep playing with us.
yeah.
All right, but yeah, thank you for joining
Man,
the
I
show.
appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I had a good time.
Did you have any questions for us?
So, my questions for you guys was what is your vision and goal for the podcast?
All right, so basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to give myself another platform besides the whole social media, craze. But I wanted to give like a platform to promote myself, Threshold Brace, and then of course like when I have guests on the show, give them opportunity to promote themselves and their brand and everything. So I wanted to give a chance for everybody to promote themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, so that's the
But
do you want to do this to where like it becomes you get
I
a
want to get
whole
to
bunch of followers?
and just eventually start making money off of it.
Right.
And, but yeah, this is something I enjoy doing. And like I
Okay.
said, I keep I still do the music side,
Right.
thing on the side. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you? What do you hope to?
Well, me, I just want to be the greatest co-host of all time.
Okay.
But I mean, I ultimately wanted to make it. One of the biggest things is making it a learning experience because I always wanted to do podcasts, but I never had the chance, like the opportunity. I mean, I could have done my own, but I don't feel like I'm that interested by myself.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, I just wanted to use this as a learning opportunity and to grow with it.
Okay.
I mean, to stay with it as long as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one part. So what is your ultimate career goal and where do you want to see yourself making your impact the most?
With this show, I would love to get like our own radio station. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, name it You Can't Sit With Us, and but have our own radio station and like employ people, and then of course with the music, just keep producing, for other artists and whatever.
Which
else I
one
get
would
to.
you want to be the one and then the two?
The one would be, since I started with just the music, I would say the music first and
Okay.
then the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you? Where do you want to make your most impact? And people, when they say Q,
Well, I've always wanted my own multimedia company. I want to be able to. I ultimately want to be able to travel around the world, and I mean, I DJ already. To be able to make a mobile studio for people to mix, master, record music, to record music videos, to do just anything music wise.
okay.
And to also be able to have classes for kids or children, but I want it all to be mobile, like completely mobile.
Okay. So a mobile media conglomerate.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. I like y'all's vision.
Okay. Did you have any more questions? Or is that it?
I don't know. I like to see young people of color just doing something.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Just do something constructive, creative that will add to society and not
Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
take away.
Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Stay off the news.
So how can I support y'all? How about that?
I mean, if you got iTunes, YouTube, subscribe. Of
Okay.
course,
I do have iTunes.
share it if you want to,
Okay, I will do that.
Help us. If you know anybody that want to sponsor us,
Okay.
we definitely don't mind
We
sponsors.
definitely need sponsors.
Okay.
Let me
Have
put
you
that out there
researched
now.
your sponsors
Nah,
or
not yet.
potential?
But I mean, we just did the whole iTunes. We're trying to do Spotify, so we trying.
Okay.
We're working on it. But,
Okay.
yeah. You got any sponsors? Yeah, hit us up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Me, follow me on Instagram. That's
Okay.
I mean, cause my essential thing right now is just being more known.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, people can support me by just watching my Instagram. I do have my own clothing shirt line called Positive Vibes.
Okay.
I actually just released a new design yesterday.
Very good.
So I mean, if that's also on my Instagram.
All right, let me follow you now then.
Yeah. And that's Book Q the DJ on Instagram. But anybody that sees that is interested in any of the designs I have, inbox me, let me know. I could definitely link up with anybody.
Okay, your Book
QUETHE DJ.
There you are.
I was about to say at gmail.com. But I have the new designs. It's actually my very first latest post on there. But I had that, and then me and my friend Jabari Brave, he just put out a beat tape. That was we did a collab, I guess. So
okay.
he used the art for the T-shirt as the mixtape cover.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, that's gonna be a big.
And you're L Ambitious 1K, right?
Yeah. Okay. Follow Threshold Brace too.
Okay, hold on. Let me go there.
It's actually on my bio.
Threshold Brace. I see that.
There you
Okay.
go.
What is the meaning behind Threshold Brace?
It's funny that name because I was trying to shout out to Nikes.
I do see that.
Yeah,
okay,
so-
so what is? So tell me now. I'm intrigued now. Tell me.
Yeah, so the name came from though. Shout out to my friends A Rose and Amy, cause I was in a group text and I was like, man, we need a name for L Ambitious and Nikes. And so the group text came and just throwing out names and stuff. So the Threshold came. The Threshold is the the volume and all that. So and then the brace was just like, I forgot the name where the name of the brace came from, but just put that together and cause I was like interested in the name. Like I don't know if you know these producers from Atlanta called Watch the Duck.
I don't think I know them.
I like that's a cool name. So I was trying to find something different. So but that's how that came about.
Okay. So Threshold Brace, you and look at that.
Yeah.
So did you go to any of the producer battles that he was in these last few times?
Nah, cause he just told me about you probably back in September.
Oh,
so
okay, okay.
Still trying to figure out everything. So but
All
working on
right.
it though.
All right.
Yeah.
I ran into him the other day, as a matter of fact, on the way to a meeting. He was going to Chipotle and I was going to Panera Bread, and they right next to each other. I said, "What are you?" All right, cool. That's cool. I like Andromeda. It's good people.
Yeah. All right, so before we end the show, you want to shout out your social media and anything else?
Yeah, definitely. So everybody, please follow me at the Muziqueen, and that's TheMuziqueen. I have to say that again because everybody always go with an S and a C. TheMuziqueen, and that's the same for the website, Muziqueen.com, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm not on Snapchat. And I'm barely on Twitter, but still follow me there anyway. And then also, please follow Nashville Is Not Just Country Music. All one word, just like that. Go to the website, get plugged into what we got going on so you can stay informed. Follow us on Instagram, and make sure I know who you are because I repost things from that of like local people's shows or new singles and things like that. So my hope for that is to kind of just be an information hub on Instagram for if you want, like, yo, what's going on lately? Like when I was sitting in the car, I was just reposting some shows coming up in December for some people. So that's what we do. Thank you.
Of course.
I know you already did it, but you want to do it again?
Yeah. And just in case y'all forgot, follow me on Instagram at BookQTheDJ. That's BookQueTheDJ.
Okay. And as always, like I said, I don't feel like spelling ambitious, so you want to know how to spell ambitious, go look it up in the dictionary.
Look it up.
Follow me at Ambitious1K on Instagram and Threshold Brace on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, until next time, You Can't Sit With Us Radio. L Ambitious Q, we out.
We out of here.